Hey, Mikey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, Dave? Everything good, man? Listo, vámonos.
Listo. Let's talk boxing. Hey, man, prayers for Cholo. I know that he's doing a big sacrifice. I know they say, I guess, during Lent that the first thing that you give up is what you love the most. Most vatos give up pisto, they give up marijuana, they give up movies, they give up popcorn. Pero this just shows how much Cholo loves boxing. That he gave up, what is it, for 40 days, right? 40 days?
Something like that. Yeah, he said he'll be back by endings of March.
Yeah,
Right?
but he gave up what he loves the most, Mikey, and that's boxing. You know what I mean? And we love it too. I know you love it, without a
Oh
doubt.
yeah.
You love it, and I love
Oh
it.
yeah.
But with that said, prayers for Cholo. Thank you for that big sacrifice that you did. Hey, brother, let's talk boxing, and we always have our brother JC. Right on, big JC. We want you to come on the show, JC. Let us know if you want to come on next week with us before Cholo comes back. Demetrio, what's up, brother? And Canelo is fighting Tech next. that's a good,
Wow.
that's a good one. Hey, Mikey. Well, let's get started, man. Let's get started on last week's fight. Did you get a chance to watch Oshaki Foster versus Abraham Nova? Did you watch that fight?
I didn't get to see it live, but I saw the highlights and I studied a little bit of the fight and yeah, I got to see it, Dave. I got to see it and it was a competitive fight. Controversial, right?
Was it controversial?
Well, he got a split decision. Oshaki got a split decision win.
Yeah.
And it was a competitive fight. It wasn't gonna be. It wasn't an easy fight. So it was controversy. Some people say that Oshaki lost. It was a good fight. I want to see part two, right?
Yeah, Oshaki, he did the same thing when he fought in Cancun. What's the name of the fighter that he fought, that Mexicano that he fought?
Is it Hernandez?
Yeah, something Rocky Hernandez.
Rocky Hernandez. Yeah.
Rocky Hernandez. You know what? This guy, Oshaki, I like him. You know what? He's a last round fighter. He's a Julio Cesar Chavez fighter. He's not the Julio style. But what I mean, at the last round, he always comes in, man. Comes in stronger. Is he competitive, Mikey? I mean, you got the world champions at 130. He's one of them. Do you think he's competitive enough to unite the belts, or he's just a 1 year wonder? What's your opinion on
synopsis? Is that a word? I don't know. Synopsis? I forgot the word. What's my insight? Yeah, I like Oshaki. He's a switch hitter. This guy's been in prison. He was in prison for 4 to 6 months for aggravated assault. I wanted to ask you, what's aggravated assault? Do you know what that is?
Oh, really? Okay. Aggravated assault, he probably beat somebody up. He could have aggravated assault's probably the use of his hands, or also the use of a weapon, a pipe, a stick or something. But whomever he beat up, he hurt him. He hurt that person. So that's the aggravation of the assault. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I wanted to ask you that. Yeah, this guy's, he's a street cat, and he's not afraid to let it go. And you can see it in the ring. He beat Ray Vargas. He won the war with Hernandez. He got the round of the year in Cancun. And he had a great fight, great performance. He hurt it. Supposedly he hurt his elbow in the 5th round. I mean, his shoulder, and he couldn't perform to the best of his abilities. But he shows heart. This guy, there's no question. This guy shows heart, and he like I said, he's a southpaw, and he has good IQ and good skills. I like Oshaki, man. I like Oshaki.
And I agree with you, Demetrio, that you know what, he barely edged it out, but I believe he edged it out. And you know what, against Rocky Hernandez, dude, I had him losing the fight. But you know what? He knocked him. I think he knocked him down, and I think they stopped the fight in the 12th round. But you know what? Once again, he barely edged it out. But I like Nova. You know what? Nova, number one, because he's a Christian, and you could tell that he really believes his faith. Not just because he's a Christian, but you could tell he really believes his faith. And that guy, you know what? He never gave up. I like him. You know what? I want him to compete against the other 130s. Stay there, and I think that he'll be a world champion eventually once again.
Yeah.
And he did. He ran out of gas. A good fight.
Yeah. And let you say real quick, Dave. Yeah, Oshaki said he's down to move up to 135 and to fight Navarrete and challenge Navarrete and all that. So he's willing to go up. So he's game. He's game. I like him.
Yeah, he'll be good at 135. Hey, with that said, we got a fight card. Matter of fact, 2 hours from here in Orlando. You know what, Mikey? Even if they gave me the tickets free, I wouldn't go. Holmes, I cannot stand Berlanga. You know what I mean? He is not the next Tito Trinidad. He is not the boy wonder for the Puerto Ricans. He is not. He's the failure. I saw his interview, the post interview. The pre-interview, last night, not today. And he was telling Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn told him, "Hey, if you win this fight, and your next fight might be Canelo or it might be Munguia." And I mean, really, Canelo and Munguia. This guy that he's fighting, I believe he's 17-0, but I mean, he's fought nobodies. This guy, what's his name? McGrory.
Yeah.
I mean, Patriarch McGrory. So you know what, dude? I mean, I agree with you, JC. Bernalgas, I agree with you, JC, on that one. But what do you think? What do you think about that fight? Two C-level fighters. You agree?
Yeah. It's a showcase fight. Berlanga has to look good. He's fighting a guy that never fought nobody. He's fighting a guy that never fought in the United States. I forgot his knockout ratio. I don't know, but the guy looks all right. He's a banger. I think he's tailor-made for Berlanga. He's not going to move a lot. He's a little wild, and he doesn't have the best defense. So Berlanga has to look good. You can't give him a better opponent for him to look good. It's just it's a punching bag. But Berlanga, he shits the bed. In other words, he pees on the bed when you set him up for him to shine. So I don't know. The guy looks good, but Berlanga, I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in that guy. But this is for Berlanga to look good.
And you know what? I believe this guy is 17-9. For whatever reason, I read it earlier, and that's the thought comes to mind. 17-9. And I don't think he's ever fought in America. First time fighting in America. They've all been fighters from England and European fighters. I think it's the first time coming to America. So you know what? I think it's going to be good. I'm going to watch it just because I have nothing else to do. There's no, hey, what's up, Hector Nasty? What's up, brother? I am going to watch it, but if they gave me free tickets, it's 2 hours from here, Orlando, from where I'm at, I would not go. I'm not going to waste my gas to see it, but I'll sit here with some popcorn and watch it here in my theater. Why not?
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it. Just to laugh.
But you know what? On the undercard, actually the second fight prior to the main event, you got Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz, he's I believe 2-0. He's a Cuban fighter, but he fights Mexican style. I don't know if you've been noticing, Mikey, but a lot of these Cuban fighters now are fighting Mexican style. They don't have the same Cuban, I would call it, art form of boxing. I mean, they're coming in throwing chingazos. I mean, they're coming in fighting, and this guy is one of them, Andy Cruz. They're comparing him. I'm not saying he fights like him, but they're comparing him to another Lomachenko, because I believe he's either a gold medalist, but he's some type of silver medalist twice for the Cuban national team. So this guy, but the difference is he doesn't fight like your normal Cubans, with that art style. This guy comes in throwing chingazos. What do you think about him? Have you seen any of his fights? Have you read anything?
Yeah, I've been hearing echoes of Andy Cruz. I know Andy Cruz a little bit. I haven't the truth. I haven't been following him 100%. But yeah, he's making little headlines, and you brought that up, Ed, and David. We brought this up. I don't know, someone brought it up. The Cubans are adapted to this professional style. They are being bangers. They're being fan-friendly fighters. He is a fighter that we need to keep an eye on, and the Cuban pedigree. So, I like Andy Cruz. But he has to show it, right? He has to prove it. But I like his skills.
And you know what? He fights lightweight. And I agree, Dimitri. You're the one that knows a little bit more probably about him than we do. He is light, sharp Olympian with aggressiveness. And when I call that aggressive, Mexican style. So, yeah, I think that is going to be a good one. I think Andy beat Shakur in 16. I believe going to the Olympics or something like that. I had read about that. Okay. So this guy, you know what? I like him. I think I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. That list of prospects, I don't have it here, but there's one guy who was rated number 2. I believe Carrington was rated number 1, but there's another guy that fought a couple of weeks ago. What's his name? I think it's like Mamba or something. Shakur, something Mamba. Dude, he fought about 2 weeks ago. I like that guy. I was going to pull it up earlier. I completely forgot. I got tied up making some phone calls. But
Yeah.
I like that guy. It has like a Shamba name to him. But
yeah, I sounds familiar.
Remember, he fought about 2 or 3 weeks ago. He's number 2 on that list of prospects. Yes, I was. And you know what? They had Fernando Vargas. They had his son. They had his son Emiliano last on that list. There was like 6 names. They had him last, number 6. But this other kid, maybe somebody could. Oh, there we go. No, Chuchu Carrington was number 1. He looked really good, by the way, Demetrio. But that other guy is a number 2. If you could pull up that list, he has like an African name, but the guy speaks perfect English. He's not from Africa. But I like that kid. And matter of fact, after that fight, when we did our show, I told you guys, you know what? That guy is going to be somebody that's going to be a world champion because, man, his style, I mean, it was a beautiful style of boxing. He was aggressive too. Hopefully, get us the name since Demetrio has a couple of them. Yeah.
We'll check him out. We'll check him out.
Looking forward to that. Now let's talk about Benavidez. Now, first, everybody's saying that he's up to fight Canelo. And then Samson Lukowicz, I guess that's his manager, comes out day before yesterday and says, I offered Canelo $55 million to get in the ring. And then he confirms it with Al Heyman. And I know we're going to talk about the Canelo issue at the end because you have a lot of it. Dude, I've been watching your videos, Mikey. Canelo, so we're going to talk about it at the end. But now, all of a sudden, Mauricio Suleiman, the president of the WBC, yesterday sanctioned the fight between Benavidez and Alexander. We'll just call him Govaski. We'll just call him that. But they're fighting for the interim WBC light heavyweight title of the world. What do you think, man? He's going up, and he, according to what I'm reading, once again, nothing is guaranteed in this world but death. But they're guaranteeing him that he will fight the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol in June. What do you think about that, Mikey?
All right, the Lukowicz, whatever, Samson Lukowicz. Let me unravel that.
Yeah,
that guy's known to lie. How is he? He doesn't give out deals. He doesn't give out. He said that they sent the Canelo team. Who's they? Al Heyman hasn't confirmed it. Al Heyman barely has money to put up for the supposedly Charlo fight, and now he's giving out $50 million. And Canelo, like I said, this is you play chess in the ring and outside the ring. Canelo knows that Benavidez fight. Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Mayweather made $200 million. Pacquiao made $160-something million. Canelo wants that type of money, so he's sitting on it.
And he's going to get that money fighting in the Arab countries, right?
Yep, exactly.
That's why. Yep. Okay, we'll talk about it at the end. But what do you think about David Benavidez? Hey, you know what? I'm happy. I want to see David go to 175. Dude, the guy's 6'1", 6'2". And the guy's, that's why they call him the monster. The guy is huge. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That 72-arm reach that he has. I think it's even 74-arm reach. So, you know what? I like him. And I think that he can be a contender for a world champion against either Beterbiev or Bivol at 175. What do you think? You think it's a good move for him?
I like the move. You can say that he ducked Morrell, so we can bring that up. But I like the move to 175. He's up there. He could go. He could fight Bivol. He could fight Beterbiev. He's gonna fight Alexander Alejandro Ukovic. What's his name? The last name.
We'll just call him Alexander Govaki. We'll just call him Alexander G. Yeah,
I know that guy. He used to train with Robert Garcia up in the gym. He has an 80% knockout ratio. He has power, but let me break it down. He got knocked out by Beterbiev, and he retired for 4 years. After that, he's been active. In 2023, he fought 3 times, but he fought 3 tune-ups, and he looked good. He got some knockouts. He looked good, but he's been retired, and he's got tune-ups. So David could win that fight. If he doesn't get hit, he's gonna get that chin tested. But David could win that fight. This is the guy that hasn't fought in 4 years, and he fought 3 tune-ups. So I like that move.
Hey, Mikey, but did you know that he's training with Canelo?
Yeah,
Did you know that that Henry Reynosa is his trainer?
Yeah. Dude,
what does that tell? What does that tell you, man? I mean, I think I'm with you. We're going to talk about it. That Canelo's not afraid of him, but Canelo is saying, why fight for 50 million when I can make 200 million in the Arab countries? I'm with you.
Yeah.
There's no way that he's afraid of him. Impala, bienvenido. Welcome to the show, brother. Make us laugh. You always bring up some good stuff. Bena's team, so disrespectful. I think his dad and Samson screen the BJ themselves. Samson's a snake oil salesman, and Demetrius screwed him. Yeah, they screwed each other. But with that said, you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing David go up. But I just think that it's ironic. I guess the word is ironic that he is fighting this guy Alexander, who's being trained by Eddie Reynoso. You know what I mean? I mean that is very strange. But you know what? Hey, let's put him in the ring at 175, and like he said, I'll come back in September to fight Canelo or whomever at 168. So I think it's a good move. Go up, fight one fight, come back, or else go and unite the belts. But I think it's a good move.
Yeah. Just one thing, Dave. The only thing that David has a little bit of trouble making 168. So what if his body? It feels super comfortable at 75, and then it's hard for him to fight at 68. I think that's a strategy that's good for Canelo. When David Haney was fighting at 135, you see how he looked like a skeleton. Then he moved to 140, and they asked him, "When you go down for the big fights?" He said, "I'll never do that ever again." So let's see if his body's like, you know what, I can't do 168 anymore, because he does kill himself.
And you know what? And if that happens, it's okay. We may never see the Canelo versus David fight, but the one that I want to see him replace, if he doesn't fight David Morrell. I think that would be a good fight too, against David Morrell in September. If he doesn't fight, if David decides not to come back. But no, you know what? I think David will come back for 30 million.
Oh yeah.
Without a doubt. Se mocha un pinche dedo, se mocha un dedo, un brazo. Come back for $30 million. Hey,
he'll get lipo or something.
Dude, I know lipo. Hey, he'll get Oscar's stomach, or what do you call it, six pack. Doctor from Colombia. Hey, with that said, what do you think about, man? Dude, I'm disappointed. Tank now is, I believe, is in the process or has signed a fight in June, I believe, against Frank Martin. What do you think?
I mean, I like Frank Martin. That's not the fight I want to see. Frank Martin is solid. But I don't want to see Tank versus Frank Martin. That's not the fight we want. We want to see Tank versus the 135ers. There's the Shakurs, the Cepedas, the who else is at 135 or at 140 to move up. He's fought at 140. There's the killer, the Puerto Rican killer, Matias. There's Devin Haney.
Teofimo Lopez.
So those are the fights we want to see if he wants to sell another pay-per-view. Versus Frank Martin, I like Frank Martin. He's solid. He's a southpaw, I believe, and he has skill. But that's not the fight we want to see. That's not the fight. Tank is testing himself once again.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. You know what? I'm very disappointed. I would have loved to have seen him fight against Teofimo Lopez, even though Teofimo did show up for his last fight. But I believe that would be a damn good fight, without a doubt. Matias, Subias, I mean, that would be a great fight. Even against Shakur Stevenson, that would be a great fight. But you know what, Mikey? One of the things that with Frank Martin, he was supposed to fight Shakur, and then all of a sudden he backed out. Was it against Shakur that he backed out?
Oh, was it Shakur? I think it was Shakur, because that was the rumor that they were going to give him that Tank fight, and there was more money. So I think it was Shakur, and he's going to get more money versus Tank. So I mean, I don't blame the guy.
Dude, you know who I would love to see Tank, but he'll never fight him. Then I want to see him fight again. ¿Cómo se llama? The Puerto Rican that Shakur fought.
De los Santos, Dominican.
Dude, you know, we don't talk about him. But that guy, everybody is fearing that guy. I would like to see him get in the ring with Murataya, with Camarón Cepeda. I mean, with the real killers, or else give Shakur the rematch, which I don't see him taking it. But yes, I would love to see him. Yeah, you're right, Dimitri. It was against Shakur that he was going to fight, and he basically lamed out. Didn't show up for that fight. But yeah,
that's great fights.
Got me by surprise. Now, rumors. Ryan Garcia, Haney. They're saying that it is going to be pay-per-view. It's going to be at the Barclays Center now. It's not going to be in Vegas. It's going to be, I believe, the 28th or 29th or something of April, a week before the Canelo fight. What do you think? I mean, it's going to be pay-per-view in America, but not pay-per-view in the European countries. What do you think about that?
To tell you the truth, I don't know what to think of it. I mean, what I thought, what it was odd to me is like they're fighting at the Barclays Center. That's kind of like odd. You're supposed to fight. What's his name? Nobody ever fought. Garcia never fought in New York, or David Haney never fought in New York. Garcia's Mexican American. I don't. That's not his fan base. His fan base is West Coast and Texas.
Exactly.
And Haney could barely sell chicken wing dinner in Oakland or San Francisco.
And so, they gave half of those tickets away, Mikey.
To the homeless,
they gave half of those tickets away.
Yeah. So, but what that tells you that the Barclays Center they gave them a big bag to bring the fight over there. So they got a big bag. So, but the pay-per-view in Europe, I don't know what to think. To tell you the truth, you got me off guard. I don't know what to think of that. What do you think?
Well, you know what? The reason why I heard was Al Heyman has the fight scheduled for Vegas, and there's some type of clause that there cannot be another pay-per-view within a certain amount of miles from the site. That's the reason they took it over there. They should have just had it in Vegas later. I mean, after the Canelo fight. It doesn't have to be, I guess they want to time it so they could take away from the Canelo fight. It must be something like that. And I'm with you, Impala, on that one. That's a Vegas fight, exactly. And with New York, that's catching everybody by surprise. That's catching everybody by surprise. But with that said, Mikey, so but what did you think about the press conference? Actually, it wasn't. It was right before the Super Bowl when I guess they saw each other either at the Super Bowl or after the first press conference. And then you see Ryan Garcia barking at him like a little chihuahua. And then the father gets in and he wants to throw chingazo. They're throwing people around. Those two are the ones that are going to sell it. Because you know what? Haney mumbles. Haney can't sell a fight. But his father can sell the fight. You know what I mean? His father can sell the fight. And Ryan could sell the fight. Do you believe the next two press conferences before the fight, it's going to be Haney's father once again selling the fight and Ryan? And are they going to do part two of that barking at each other? And does it work?
Yeah, no, that was funny. It was made for TV or made for social media. It was perfect, man. It was cat. Young people say it was cat. It was all fun and show. It was funny. The dad's a salesman, man. He knows how to sell fights, and I agree with you, Ed. David Haney, he's a soft-spoken kid that he doesn't know how to sell a fight. So, and then Ryan, I think he was hanging out with Floyd for a little bit. I don't know if you remember a couple months back, he was hanging out with Floyd, and Floyd probably told him, "Hey, dude, you got to sell yourself. You got to be the bad guy. You don't have no belts. You're not gonna have belts. So you better you better bring something else to the table." And you know what? Garcia does make a good bad guy. He does make a good bad guy. I like it.
Yeah. Mikey, what's your prediction on that fight right now?
Oh, man. Of course, anything could happen in boxing. Ryan Garcia could land because he has that power to land and everything. But I'm thinking David Haney's going to break his nose. He's going to give him a boxing lesson, probably even drop him or knock him out because he's hitting harder. But anything could happen because Garcia's not going to be dehydrated. I mean, and anything could happen. He has power. No matter what, he's a dumbass. He's an idiot. He doesn't know how to fight, but he does have that check, that left hook, whatever, and that speed. So, but no, I got Haney all day.
And you know what, Mikey? He's fighting a true 140-pound champion now. I mean, he hasn't fought a true 140-pound champion. Or even a true 140-pounder. That other guy that he fought, what was his name? Chihuahua.
The Mexican.
He went up from 135 to 140. So this is his first fight at 140. So you know what? I'm looking forward to it, and I too believe that he's going to get knocked out. I think Haney, the power that he had against Regis Prograis was out of this world, man. He was really good. Hey, welcome to the show, brother. Bienvenido. El Matador is back again. What's up, brother? Bienvenido otra vez. And Puerto Rican rum, we're on, man. We got all the homies. We got everybody here. With that said, Mikey, let's talk about, and I've been seeing your videos on the Canelo PBC fight or things that are going on between them, little eternal war. Tell us about it, and let's get everybody involved on that one.
Yeah, we don't know what's Canelo gonna do. He's got the world in awe, the boxing world in awe. There's so many speculations. There's videos after videos. Insiders, Rick Glazier, ESPN, Chava from ESPN Mexico, whatever. Everyone's coming up with the substance. Ellie Setback, and everyone's getting it wrong. And then Canelo comes out in an interview to make an announcement. But he came out in an interview. He made an announcement to make another announcement. So we don't know what's going on with Canelo. It's either Charlo. Charlo came out drunk on vacation, said, I'm not fighting Canelo. So that eliminates that. And Canelo in the interview said he's going to fight an American, but he said he's not going to fight Bud Crawford. Is David Benavidez an American or he's Mexican? What is he? Because Canelo said he's going to fight an American. So count Charlo out and count Crawford out. And then I'll get into more particulars, Dave. I have more.
I don't think Charlo's out. I think because Canelo even said, I'm going to start training in March. Yeah. So Canelo's taking the rest of the month off. You know, they've been showing videos. Canelo's always in the gym. But when he's going to go to Lake Tahoe, that's his new training camp, he's leaving in March. So he's leaving this next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if Charlo was on vacation, he was drunk, acting stupid, or acting normal for himself. But if he could still start training in March for the fight. You know what I mean? That's the only one that I see. Or else now there's rumors about Jaime Munguia being offered Golden Boy, the Zone, and Sanford is offering Canelo, I believe, 33 million or 35 million.
35 mil.
35 million, and I mean that's a lot of money. And tell us about what Rick Glazier is saying about PBC not having the money to pay Canelo. What are the rumors on that one?
So you brought it perfect, Dave. So Rick Glazier, a boxing insider, look him up. He's been right, and sometimes he gets criticized. Boxing Guru talks trash about him. He was just on me on my Instagram. Shout out to Boxing Guru. So Rick Glazier, he's been right. There's an internal war with Al Heyman. They're saying they don't have money. That Amazon Inc. is dishing out the money. So if you really think about it in a business standpoint, Canelo fought Charlo, and the average Joe, the average person, they think Charlo, the brother, is the same Charlo. So you think it's gonna sell? PBC needs to make money. They gave Canelo the guarantee of 35, but according to Al Heyman, he's putting social media pressure on Canelo. I'm not gonna give you the 35 million to fight Charlo. You already beat Charlo. The average Joe thinks you're gonna fight Charlo again. They look exactly the same. Just one of them's a drunk. So now Al Heyman, he put out a filter through social media and said, I got 35 million if you fight Munguia. So they're putting pressure on Canelo to fight Munguia when Canelo said we're fighting an American. So that's the controversy. We don't know and what's going to happen next. Is it going to be Munguia? Is it going to be Charlo? But does it make sense? Does it make business sense for the average Joe that thinks Canelo is going to fight Charlo again? You know what I'm saying? So that's the eternal war with Al Heyman and PBC and Canelo.
Now, me personally, I want to see the Munguia fight. The only reason why, because I want to see Munguia give him a boxing lesson. But I think Munguia will fight. I mean, Munguia's going to go in, and even if Munguia loses, it's not just like when Canelo fought Mayweather. The loss was there, but he lost against a world champion. You know what I mean? And I think Munguia did get better with 1 month of training with Freddie Roach. I don't know how they understood each other, but he did get better. Now, could you imagine if he does fight him? He got 4 months of training with Freddie Roach. He's not going to beat Canelo. Canelo's going to give him a boxing lesson just like Floyd gave him. So I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Because va a ser chingazos, two Mexicanos, they're going to go toe-to-toe. I mean, there's going to be blood. It's going to be I don't think Canelo's going to get caught up, but I think it's going to be a great fight. So Munguia has nothing to lose. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay that Munguia's not even ranked and he's going to fight for all 4 belts. But you know what? To watch a good fight, pay for a good fight, I think that is because PBC has nobody else other than David Benavidez. Now, Mike, you said you had two other names. What names do you have?
For Canelo?
Yeah.
For Canelo? Yeah, it's either Munguia or it's Benavidez or he said Crawford. No, he said he's not gonna fight Crawford. There's Billy, and Billy's could be a choice. It's in Canada. So
yeah, but you know what? Billy has never fought in America. He's not going to sell anything.
Yeah,
and you know what?
So it has to.
He doesn't fight for Al Heyman. He fights for Top Rank.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know what you're talking about. I like the way he fought, but I would like to see him fight Caleb Plant.
Yeah. No, those are good fights. But let me just talk about the Munguia fight, Dave. Mexico, when Canelo had an interview in Mexico, all they talked about it was Munguia. They don't talk about Benavidez. They want Munguia. It's a shootout. It's a banger. That's a great fight while it lasts. It's a great fight. And like I said, Al Heyman all of a sudden has the money to put to give Canelo his $35 million guaranteed. So that's the fight that Mexico wants to see, and that's the fight that we don't mind seeing if it may if Canelo faces Benavidez in September. So that's a great fight. I like that fight.
But you know what, Mikey? When you say Mexico, I'm going to tell you, Fernando Beltran, I know him personally very, very well. He was one of my clients when I was a private investigator. I know him very well. Dude, he controls the media. He controls TV Azteca, Televisa, Univision. So he has. You didn't see how happy he was, him and Oscar La Hoya jumping up and down. I mean, literally like little kids. They were excited when beat Ryder because they saw the writing on the wall. With a Canelo, you're looking at $10 to $30 million for Munguia, and him as his manager, promoter, and everything else. They're looking at what 30% of the 20-30 million. So that's a cash out for them. You know what I mean? So when we talk about Mexico, I think Mexico really, the true fighters want to see Benavidez, but I just think that Fernando Beltran, like I said, he's very powerful in Mexico, so he's manipulating the media for them to really push the Munguia. But I like that. I like that fight. I hope that fight happens instead of Charlo. Yeah.
And Dave, you know it. You know him personally. You know it. You know how media gets manipulated. You know the power of Beltran. You know he's connected. So
he is.
And what helped also is that Munguia did what Canelo couldn't do. He knocked out Ryder. Canelo didn't. He was still injured, and he did get hit a little bit. And then Benavidez couldn't knock out Plant, and Canelo knocked out Plant. So Munguia is the golden boy right now. He's the talk of the town. So everything added up: the fight, the media, the connections, the money. Al Heyman, he's not gonna give Canelo his 35 to fight Charlo. He has to fight Munguia or Benavidez. That's the only thing that comes to my mind to make money. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Mikey? Pachuco definitely knows boxing because we talked about it a little while ago. He probably knew it before we mentioned it because he actually put it in writing for us. But what a coincidence. See, it all makes sense that Benavidez is moving up to 175 to fight a Eddie Reynoso trained fighter. What a coincidence on that.
That's a great story, huh?
Fighter. So you know what? So it's all a part of the narrative. It's all
part of that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's all part of the novela. So yes, he'll go up to 175. So now he could fight Munguia.
Alexander.
It's all but I mean, Canelo could fight Munguia. He fights 175. I mean, it's all part of the narrative. You know what I mean?
And the press conference, Eddie Reynoso is going to be in the press conference when Benavidez fights Alexander. So his dad's going to talk shit to Eddie. And dude, the truth, Benavidez is going to knock the shit out of that dude. He hits hard. He has 80% knockout ratio, so they're going to sell him that. But he got knocked out by Benavidez, and he only fought 3 tomato cans, tune-ups. So I think Benavidez will beat his ass. So that's a great story. Like good connections, David. What's his name? Wow, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
En pendejadas and putazos, you're absolutely right, David. Munguia is very popular. He sold out Phoenix when Benavidez couldn't, and Benavidez is from Phoenix. He is from Phoenix. Yeah. Now they're saying, what do you think of the Lara fight? He looked very pedestrian in his last outing.
Lara.
Okay, he's talking about the Lara Cuban fight, or he's talking about the Lara. Who's he fighting? He's talking about the Lara that went and lost against was it Bruce Warrington? Remember? Is he talking about that Lara?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mauricio Lara. Oh, okay, Mauricio Lara. I don't know who's he fighting.
I'm kept up.
Let's say right here, El Bronco. Yeah, El Bronco. Who's he fighting?
Yeah.
Who's he fighting in Paula? I haven't read who Lara's fighting yet, but I want to see him fight. He's a good fighter. I want to see him fight.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikey, but you know what, man? I think I'm hoping next week to get the boxing guru on the show with us. So
yeah,
he was the boxing guru before. Those of you that came in a little late, Cholo Trucker for Lent gave up boxing, gave up the YouTube channel for 40 days, but he'll be back the last week of March. So you're stuck with me and Mikey. Dispensa. We're the ugly ones. He's a good-looking one.
Yeah, he was best.
He loves boxing. You know what? Most people give up Pisto, they give up cigars, they give up weed or whatever. What they love the most, brownies. But you know what? He gave up boxing for Lent. My respect for Cholo for doing that. Yeah. Yep. So with that said, Mikey, next week I'm working on getting a boxing guru. And you know what? He's selling some new baseball caps. I have his baseball cap, but now he has a pink one for cancer. He has a white one. So I'm going to tell him if he does come on the show to go ahead and put him to sell him on the show, to take some pictures, put him up. And man, I always like having Big Sal on the show because he says it like it is. You know what I mean? So I got to call into him. Hopefully he'll give me a call back. We'll get him. And I'm also working on getting Pomona Sounds. I'm hoping to get him on the show with us. And if anybody else that wants to get on the show, do me a favor, guys. Just ask me here. I'll get your email address, and we'll get you on the show before Cholo comes back. Yeah. With that said, Mikey, anything else?
Yeah, man. You can play baseball. You can play basketball. You can play football, but you can't play boxing. Mikey
That's
TV,
right.
baby.
That's right. You can't play. Hey, Mikey. So what's next on your show?
Oh man, it's just Canelo's got the world in man. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's coming out that we don't know, but he's gonna make an announcement next week. So Monday, Tuesday, and I'm gonna be there to cover it, and then I'll cover it here.
Hey, Mikey, he was supposed to make the announcement this week. What happened?
I don't know. What that's what I'm saying. Is there an eternal war? Because he was supposed to fight Charlo, then Charlo screwed it up. He's drunk on social media. Al Heyman put a filter out that I'm not giving you the $35 million for Charlo, and maybe when they went to the table and they agreed to that 3-fight deal, they said, yeah, I'm gonna give you Charlo, I'm gonna give you this and that. But little by little, they're eliminating themselves. Like Charlo getting drunk, Spence got knocked out. That was one of the possibilities too. They were talking about Spence moving up to fight Canelo, and then Benavidez, and there was another fighter, but I forgot. But yeah, so. I don't know. PBC right now, if Canelo leaves PBC is done. So maybe Canelo's going to walk away next week and he'll fight Munguia and go back to the zone with and work with Golden Boy in the zone again. So we'll see what happens.
I can't wait to hear who he's going to fight. With that said, Mikey, we'll see you next week, brother. And hopefully we're going to get Boxing Guru, and I'm working on getting Pomona Sounds on the show with us. Hey, have a good weekend, brother. Be safe out there. Take it easy.
You too, brother. I'm going to rest you.